What is your favorite very creepy fact? When your organs are taken out of your body for abdominal surgery, they don't get placed back in carefully or specifically. You just put all the organs back in and the body sorts itself out. On top of that, some people are born with a condition called situs inversus, in which all their organs are a mirror image of what is normal. Having this automatically disqualifies you from being in the military. In 1844, there was a case of hysteria in a French convent of nuns. One started meowing, and after a week all the nuns were meowing harmoniously in the afternoons. It didn't stop until neighbors called soldiers. Foreskin is used to grow skin for those that need skin transplants. A human corpse decomposes 4 times faster in water than in the ground, and 8 times faster in open air than in the ground. It takes approximately 359 humans to have enough iron to forge a sword from their blood. After getting stung by a cone snail, you don't feel the sting for a little bit. There is no anti-venom and it can be lethal. Treatment is basically keeping the victim alive until the venom wears off. Your insides are constantly moving around and stuff. I hate this, but it's my favorite for that reason. That you smell better when you're asleep. During the Victorian era, it was not uncommon for families to take pictures with recently deceased relatives. This was done as one final moment with that person to honor them. Big companies like Target know and record when you're cheating on your so. Only 9% of the ocean has been explored, in that there are creatures that we would think of as aliens living deep down. The average number of hands per person is less than 2. Dogs like squeaky toys because it sounds like a small animal being crushed. You can fit 63 Earth-size objects in Uranus. You need 2 hands to hold a head because the weight of a head is unevenly distributed. 6 fingers on one hand is actually a dominant trait. Cotard's delusion is a rare psychiatric condition, severe cases of which cause the sufferer to wholeheartedly believe they're dead, putrefying, or simply do not exist. Some Cotard's patients refuse to eat, as they do not believe they need to, with one notable patient dying of starvation. Another woman once asked to be taken to a morgue, to be with the other dead people. The average human can drink about a pint of blood before it will cause you to vomit. When you fart, your butthole forms the same shape as your lips when you say poop. Feeding a human body to pigs will cause them to eat everything except the teeth. Everyone has a spooky skeleton in their body right now. It is physically impossible to prove that the universe, everything that exists in reality, wasn't just poofed into existence 10 seconds ago. Mathematically, it is possible that somewhere scattered around the universe exists a number of living beings that resemble you but with slight differences. Technically they are not copies, but if one of these beings were to take your place, nobody would notice. People say it's creepy that I know this, but the age of consent is regulated at a state level and it's closer to 15 than 18 in most places. 15 with parental consent, which itself is creepy. I'm here for the space facts, they are just fascinating to me, my small brain can't comprehend them. If you hang someone upside down, they'll still be conscious when losing a lot of blood. The Roman Empire lasted over 1,000 years. American society is only 243 years old. we could quite possibly collapse just like the Roman Empire did. Ted Bundy, serial killer, used to work for a suicidal hotline. Because they aren't as tasty as baby hens. Baby roosters are typically tossed into the grinder as soon as they are born. Chainsaws were originally invented for childbirth. Figs commonly have dead wasps in them when you eat them. The human brain continues to give off electrical signals for 20 to 40 seconds after death. Not a fact I know, but there was once this couple who tried experimenting with digital devices. They would talk about dog food for a couple minutes at a time. And even though they didn't have a dog, they began getting tons of ads for dog supplies. Similar things have to my family. It could simply be confirmation bias, but it could be something else. Canadians, on average, have one testicle. You are more likely to choke on your vomit while high and die than overdose. The children's story of the Pied Piper of Hamelin was based on a real event. Hamelin town records start with this event. The earliest written record is from the town chronicles in an entry from 1384, which states, "It is 100 years since our children left. No one knows who took the children, but there's records of the entire town's children being taken." That the world around is solely based on how we see light reflecting off the objects around us. More of a thought than fact, though. When crows migrate, if one gets sick or tired, they will kill it immediately in order to not slow them down. This is why a group of crows is called a murder. When a person dies, their sense of hearing is the last to go. The island of Okunoshima in the inland sea of Japan is known for two reputable things. One, and it's named Rabbit Island because of the overabundance of wild rabbits, and two, the island has World War II ruins of a chemical weapons factory, creating poison-like mustard gas in its attacks on China. So vital was its secrecy to the Japanese government that they tried to wipe its location off maps.